Hello, and welcome to Nookcast News, a journalism channel that covers Nintendo and other video game related news. Today we are talking about the very sad news that Minecraft Dungeons, after 5 years of development, has finally stopped receiving updates. It was announced this week that after having 25 million players, the 1.17 update, which was released 10 months ago now, in November 2022, will be the last update to the game. Now, this is pretty monumental news because Minecraft Dungeons was said to be updated indefinitely for the last 5 years of Minecraft lives. However, now it seems like with the release of Minecraft Legends this year, the update stream is well and truly done. So I thought that it might be interesting to discuss what each of Minecraft Dungeons updates has added to the genre over the years. So the first major update was the DLC updates, which were paid updates, but they added new campaigns to the game. So these included a jungle campaign, a winter campaign, campaigns set in the Nether and the End. They were pretty chunky, but obviously they were paid, which was unfortunate for free players. And also, they didn't add much in terms of variety to the game. It was more to do, but not necessarily being more fun. It just added new armors and new weapons, not really anything actually new, so no new ways of interacting with the game. But then this all changed with the DLC that included the Nether. In this DLC, they added the feature to do an ancient hunt, which was this entirely new concept. Basically what you did was you sacrificed some weapons or some armor, and that would give you an entirely unique, procedurally generated run, which allowed so much variety in the game. Fans have been clamoring for this from the release and assumed that it would be a base feature in the original game because of Minecraft's whole idea of being an infinite procedurally generated world. So Ancient Hunts added a whole new way to interact with the game and brought about a lot of playtime in that regard. However, it wasn't the only major update. There was also the update of the tower, which kind of inspired by Ancient Hunts. It was around 30 floors of unique gameplay. Each floor had a different biome to it, and you could unlock different rewards, and you'd start your character completely from scratch. This added a fresh way for players to almost feel like they were starting the game from the beginning, even though they weren't, and allowed people to get that feeling of the mobs being really easy or really difficult, once again, irregardless of their skill level. So the tower rotated every 30 days and rotated regularly with the updates made to the game, with each update adding a new feature or biome to the tower. However, this was rather short-lived because, after all, the tower was, in theory, going to be updated indefinitely, but now it seems to be cycling through a small selection of already created floors. And the final thing that was added that was a really major update was the idea of the season passes, where you would earn adventure points, and these which you would earn by doing anything like killing mobs, by completing missions, and these adventure points would go towards an XP bar that would then unlock skins and pets and flares and emotes and all these kind of different new cosmetics, which didn't add any new gameplay, but almost added a new incentive for playing. The problem was, however, that these adventure points were so difficult to get. To upgrade your tier once, you had to play at least 30 of the standard missions, which was excessive. And the theory behind it was that these reward tracks were going to be open forever. However, even forever is a long time to have to do 30 levels just to unlock one cosmetic. Over the course of Dungeons developments, 3 of these reward tracks were added, each their own small payment, and each brought about loads of awesome cosmetics, but the problem was they were just too difficult to get. And so that was kind of a disappointment, because even though the developers had added this really cool stuff to the game, they'd locked it behind a paywall, and so that was really unfortunate. So those were the major updates to the game. Along with these major updates, there came a lot of minor updates. So a few new free missions, lots of seasonal gear, such as a Halloween event or a Christmas event each year, and changes to the camp, so new villages you could trade with, even one piglin that you could trade with. But overall, it's clear that while there were a lot of great updates, everything good has to come to an end. And so it is regretful that Dungeons, after 5 years and 25 million players, has to end. Now, 25 million players is quite a few. I mean, it's a half of the entire Mario Kart 8 install base, and it's the same number as Breath of the Wild has sold. And so not a small install base, but clearly the community was not active enough, or the developers just felt it was the right time to end things. And so this is a really unfortunate update, but alas, we are now forced to move on. And the development team is no doubt working on a new project, which we can look forward to. But the question is, will it be a spiritual successor to Dungeons, or is Dungeons' legacy to be forever forgotten by the developers? These things can only be found out with time, but all I know is that I had a great time when Dungeons was around, and even though it is sad news coming out this week that it's over, and that update was the last one, ultimately, it gave us a good time. Thank you for listening to Nookcast News.